Okay, guys. Hi. Hey. Sorry about that. Um, okay. Audio should be working now. Is this a good volume? Like, I'm hoping it is. Sorry about that. That was kind of, very annoying, but the stream is working. I got the audio working. Um, let's get started with the breakdown because I'm sorry I'm a bit late. So, all right. So the main thing is this acoustic guitar, which is all done in Ample Guitar M. Um, it's two Ample Guitar M's, each panned a little different and each processed separately, but not differently. I'm pretty sure it's all the same like effect. So and so they each have a Spectre on the high end, adding some like subtle saturation so they're a little brighter. So without it, this Pro Q4, which is just removing some of the like more muddy area to fill space. And they each have very, very subtle compression. Honestly, it's kind of not even doing anything. But it's there. This one, all the same stuff, I believe. Yeah. And so they work together to create some nice harmonies. I have the Buster SE from Analog Obsession just as a bus compressor. Without it, it sounds like this. So it tames it a bit. I have an OTT with 20% depth. Mostly just adding some detail stuff in the high end. Like bringing out some of those details. Saturn, I don't really know. I guess it's doing just some subtle saturation, also just bringing out a little more detail in the high end. An LA2A, just doing some really subtle compression and some tube coloration. Simple high pass, I guess this probably wasn't necessary. A black hole, this will come back to it later, and a new distort that will also come back to later. And a Pro Q4 that will also come back to later. But yeah, so you can hear the and see in each pattern. I did kind of a weird thing for this song. I normally don't do this, but because I wanted everything to sound humanized like the whole way through, like it was a real recording, I made it so that the pattern just covers the whole song and it doesn't ever perfectly loop. So everything's all humanized and stuff in here, like separately. So it's a very big pattern, but it's basically just like what, like 8 bars. And you can hear with you can like with Ample Guitar M, and really just all the Ample Guitar stuff. There are different like controls with lower stuff here, so these are to make it a slide note, I believe, to make it sound a little more natural. So that's the acoustic guitar. That's like probably the biggest part of the song. I have a bass here, which is built up of Rickenbacker bass, the Night Session preset, which is just the best Rickenbacker preset in Contact. no processing, it looks like, besides just... What the fuck? That can't be right. Did I release the song like this? I don't think it was supposed to do that. Huh. I really hope I didn't release the song with that, because this is technically a slightly different project file. But this was not supposed to be on the basis. Okay. Well, that's concerning. Is that actually... I need to check if that's actually in the real final song. Hold on. What? Like, is that on streaming? Okay, it doesn't sound like it. It sounds balanced enough. I don't know why that's there. That's but that's concerning. It's a pretty simple pretty simple bass, like bass line. My bad about the CPU crackling. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but it's just that. And I have a very simple Serum sub, which is actually probably playing a little too low, but it's like pretty subtle sub, just to add a little more weight, a little more sub to the bass. I have a Whirly, just using the Whirly V3 by Arturia. It'll open. Do you guys see the actual plugins? You can't. Okay, can you see them now? All right. Well, I guess I'm doing a display capture now, but sorry about that. But Whirly on the Mama Toid Whirly preset, I guess. This sounds like ass on its own, but it's basically just these chords. Mostly just to fill up some like low mid space, which is why I removed some of the high end here and boosted some of the low mids. And just some compression, adding some tube coloration and stuff, and making it a little more even. Then there is this harp, which is a cool texture. I got this idea. It's a Xenology pretty standard harp. I got this idea from like Lucy Bedrock. I wanted to do something sort of like Not Me, which you can, or like the second half of Not Me, so you can hear the inspiration. And Lucy Bedrock famously uses a lot of bit crushed harps. So Xenology harp doing a pretty non-humanized pattern is Lucy Bedrock. This sounds with no effects. And so stacking it up, we have an OTT, just making it brighter, adding some more detail. The Bit Crusher, an Echo Boy. If you learn anything about me through this video or this stream, it's that I love delay. Delay is so beautiful. I love Echo Boy, especially the Memory Man delay in Echo Boy is gorgeous, like just incredible. So I put it on basically everything. So add some nice extra rhythm and some very beautiful stereo stuff. It's on ping pong and separate times on each ear. So it also adds some stereo width. I have Layer from Aberrant DSP. Incredible plugin. Everything from Aberrant DSP is amazing, but adds this really nice texture. Then I have just removing some of the unnecessary frequency mud, and then a shaper box doing some panning because this is like a background texture. So I want it to be sort of like going back and forth, so you only hear it sometimes in some ears. Throughout this whole song, I have this drone that I stole from Underscores. Sounds really dissonant and ugly. Really dissonant and ugly at first, and actually, it just kind of sounds dissonant and ugly as a whole. But it's two sine waves. One is a perfect fifth above the other, and it's slowly bending between being a perfect fifth and being a major second. And so this macro brings them closer together at certain points. So when I want it to sound harmonious versus when I want it to sound like crunchy and dissonant. So it starts off dissonant, slowly drifts apart over time to perfect fifth, then goes back, and it goes back to dissonant, and it goes like back and forth. During the drop, it goes down to a perfect fifth and then rises back into dissonance for the end. I straight up stole this from Underscore's wall socket stream, like our Uncanny Long Arms breakdown. But it's a pretty cool trick to like trick your subconscious on whether you want something to sound dissonant or harmonious is in different parts of a song. So it really feels like it builds in an interesting way. Very cool trick. The other thing that is in this section actually starts off quite simple. Is this piano, which is Piano Tech. It's the HB Steinway D Jazz. I think I might have changed it a little bit to sound a little more natural so I could add my own effects, but pretty heavy like high pass, because with this there's a lot of like hammer noise in Piano Tech, or at least in that specific preset, so I wanted to remove some of the rumble. It's Unfairchild emulation, which is the best Fairchild-esque emulator that I've used, and I have like the UID one, I have plenty of other, like the Waves one, I have plenty of recreations of it. This one is the best, and it also has a distortion knob, which is great. But it's doing some pretty subtle gain reduction. It's like just evening it out a little bit and adding a little bit of distortion. More of the Memory Man delay that I like with everything. I do a high cut with it a lot. Simple quarter notes. Although the Echo Boy is turned off at the beginning, so it only plays the echo on this last note here. So yeah, and while I'm on the piano here, I'll just, this is the whole melody. It's playing octaves. There's like a little passing note. Then in the next sort of like the next edition is the string ensemble, which is contact session strings. There's like there's quite a lot of like excess stuff around here, which is being filled by other instruments in this song. So cut quite a lot of that. And then I have this spectral going through the whole thing, just removing some little resonances and harsh frequencies and stuff. There's a subtle little compressor just evening everything out a bit. And then a room reverb. Love this dark chamber preset in Valhalla Room. Did I say Valhalla Room? Valhalla Room. Love this reverb mode. Pretty simple other than that, and widening stereo a bit. I have it panned like slightly to the left because the Worley is panned slightly to the right, and these are both sort of playing the same thing. Together, it's yeah. You can see all these notes, bunch of like stuff. Uh, so that's the string ensemble, and then just because I wanted to have a couple of little textures throughout the song, I have an upright piano here, just playing some weird chords. With just uh, some heavy EQing and a delay. Surprisingly, not using Memory Man style, just studio tape. But this just adds little accents on certain parts. It's just regular upright upright piano that I have from Piano Tech. Yeah. There's a clarinet. This is using the best emulation of basically any actual instrument that I know, which is SWAM audio modeling stuff. Because I wanted this song to have a very realistic feel to it. I didn't want it to sound like MIDI instruments. So it's this nice warm clarinet. The thing with this is they really want you to have an expression controller, and it literally doesn't work if you don't have an expression controller. So, but you can kind of trick it by moving around the expression knob yourself, and in order to automate it, you have to go into Patcher and add your own like knob or whatever. So I have that automating, adding some expression. But it's a very nice sound. I have this just removing like a little bit of the, I don't even know really, this Opto Pro C3, getting some compression, as you can see. And then in here, I have both an echo and a reverb that are getting side chained to the dry signal. It's like a bunch of complicated bullshit. This is my Memory Man beloved, and this is a Valhalla vintage verb, just doing a bright hall, quite a long decay, and free limiters, making it so the reverb isn't too overpowering unless the clarinet isn't playing, so it doesn't get too muddy. And so that plays through two different parts throughout the song. There's this one line, and then yeah, and the upright piano plays a different chord here, quite a dissonant chord, quite a regular I don't know, chord, and then the swell at the end here. Yeah, so that's all of those accents, and then there's this glockenspiel, which is also a Piano Tech patch. It's the glockenspiel humanized. If there's anything anyone knows about me, it's that I love bit crushed bells with lossy and echo on it. Any chance I get, I put a bell on the top end doing some little accents. I have a transient shaper here just because I wanted to have a bit more of a hit to it. Then bit crushing. Then lossy. The secret sauce for bells, and then obviously another Memory Man echo that I put on everything. Yeah, so there's the glockenspiel. And then right here, I have this wall of electric guitars, which I hate playing real guitar, so I just have MIDI guitar technically through this whole song, but it's the Contact Electric Vintage from Session Guitarist. Really distorted, but in the background. You can hear it sounds like shit without any effects. But going through on them, I have this preset I made for muting when paused to because like so it doesn't ring out when you have your thing paused. But EQ, because this sounded really thin, so adding a ton of 200 layer, doing some beautiful shimmer. I love layer, love Aberrant DSP. Amplitude, honestly, I feel like I shouldn't like Amplitude as much as I do, but I don't know. It I feel like along with Guitar Rig, it sort of just sounds the best. Guitar Rig has some really nice effects, but Amplitude I think has the best amp models and stuff. So I have a Big Muff emulation running with pretty high sustain, tone sort of in the middle, volume sort of in the middle. And then running in stereo with jazz chorus emulations because I always love the jazz chorus stuff. For some reason, the Amplitude jazz chorus is like crazy trebly or whatever, so I turned down the treble literally all the way, and it still sounds like this. Because like without it is like ear piercing. But yeah, all the other effects on it turned down, just adding some emulation, and then I always like I have a 67 emulation and a Ribbon Bear Dynamic M160, which like God, I want one of those mics so bad. They're so beautiful. Sound amazing. Basically every time like I'm using like an amp emulator, if they have an M160 as an option, it almost always sounds the best. It's such a good mic. Really want one for myself. An Echo Boy, doing my Memory Man thing, but like on ping pong with different note stuff. And then another EQ, getting rid of some of the harsh frequencies because without it, it sounds very harsh. And I wanted this to sort of just be a wall of like haze in the background. So that's what it is. I'm pretty sure it's playing all the same chords and stuff as the strings in the whirly. But then the piano continues, I already covered that. And then the violin, which is the most complicated part because this goddamn expressive like stuff sounds so good, but it's so complicated and annoying to do. I have it set up in Impatcher, and oh god, yeah, it takes up a lot of CPU. So apologies if it sounds weird, but there's like 4 different things I had to make, like knobs I had to make for this to work, covering the expression, the vibrato depth, the bow pressure, and the bow/pizzicato position. And then I have a randomizer, a smoothed randomizer running on the vibrato rate, I believe. Yeah. This, oh shit. Whoops. This, by the way, took so long to figure out, but it's so simple. Like, for such a long time, I wanted to have a randomized, um, like formula controller that was smoothed out. So, like, you can see here, all these positions are jumping between each other at a set rate, but randomly. Um, I wanted to do the same thing, but smooth in between them. I don't want it to just jump. And so the way you do that apparently is with Fruity XY controller. It has an acceleration knob. But yeah, so that's controlling the vibrato rate. And so all of this is going with the Swam violin on Firenze V3, which I thought, and Sordino, I don't even remember what that does. Just makes it sound more, I guess, but like just a fuck ton of like expression stuff going on here because I wanted it to sound as realistic as possible, and I wanted it to sound as expressive as possible. Sorry about the crackling. My computer cannot handle this session, but this is the violin stuff. Fun little melody. So to go into all the effects on it, an EQ, getting some spectral, getting rid of harsh frequencies, adding just a little bit of like top end here, and removing this one resonance for like this one specific note. Then a Pro C3, doing op-out compression with some drive in it. Doing quite a lot of work because since it's so expressive, it gets really quiet at times. Then adding some gain with some like tube saturation and a little more gain reduction because again, it's quite a lot. This new distort, we'll get to it later. I don't even, is this for like, I think this is for like muting it at certain points. There's a lossy, which we'll get to later. There's a soothe, which I don't even know. I guess just removing some harsh frequencies, and then a Valhalla Room, again on this dark chamber reverb mode, which I love. God. And also I forgot that all the strings, I believe, have a track spacer on them connected to the acoustic guitars because they're sort of taking up the same frequency range, and I wanted to emphasize the guitars a little more. So that's the violin, the like main melody thing of the song. It stays basically stagnant for a little bit. I forgot there's a cymbal swell. This just taming some of the stuff and adding a little more punch to it, but cymbal swell is Addictive Drums. It's this crash, and it's just playing a bunch of notes, slowly going up in velocity. So it stays relatively stagnant for a while. The harp comes back in, And then it sort of breaks down a little more with the electric guitar wall going back out. Holy fuck, my DAW is dying. But Jesus Christ, what did I do to you? Okay, you get it. But so it says it goes to a like calmer period, and then it starts building towards the drop, where the chord progressions all sort of change. Oh, I also forgot to mention there's a passing note that's out of key in like in here between each drop. But so the chord progression sort of changes. The bass changes to an ample bass slight. I honestly don't know why I didn't just continue with the Rickenbacker, but on this I put a pretty heavy radiator, love radiator, because I wanted to sound really mean and gross and distorted, getting rid of some of the sub frequencies that aren't audible, adding some bass and removing some of this. Didn't want it to sound like nasally. It also still has the sub that I used for the other. Yeah, then this electric guitar, which is again doubled ample guitar, vintage cherries, the Gibson SG guitars. Hard panned left and right, each playing slightly different lines. Really love this plugin. It sounds super realistic. But so there's this little pickup here. The key I've found to basically any type of melody is use major seconds. Like, or is it minor second? I don't remember. Like, use notes directly next to each other in the scale. They sound so evil and so cathartic. It's like just so amazing for every melody. And this entire pattern is just that, but with like fifths or whatever and some harmonies on top. But so you can hear it, it's playing like a dotted eighth note pattern, but it has the left guitar, or I guess the right guitar has this, and then the left guitar has this in between those notes, and it sort of alternates, so it has this width to it. Whoops. If we get rid of all the effects, sounds lame as hell. But with the effects, this I believe, oh yeah, this is automated, but but the amplitude is again, I believe, I'm pretty sure it might even be the same exact preset of the Big Muff with the jazz chorus. And yeah, so it's all that same stuff going into its own channel. Merging the stereo a little bit because hard panning them each makes it really like too wide, but removing a little bit of these frequencies because there's already quite a bit of that with the whirly and the strings. And I guess like adding some grunginess, like dirt, that peak. Very, very subtle reverb. Well, actually, it's not that subtle, but some more reverb, same exact dark chamber, love it. More Memory Man, but this is like more a slap back to add some even more stereo width. The lossy, I think turns on later, and then a big balance for volume control. But so this like has all this like fade in stuff. That's, I believe, what these are. They're lowering, so it's like slowly increasing in volume from the low pass. That's what the lossy is doing. Slowly lowering, just so you can hear it building. Yeah, really heavy, really nice. Sounds great with the bass here. Like, love that so much. Then the chord progression changes at the drop for everything. It's just following the guitar stuff. The everything goes berserk, kind of. The acoustic guitar gets some distortion stuff added in to make it more shoegazy. Black Hole comes in, so really, really heavy reverb, and then just some bullshit distortion, like too much distortion, but it's all pushed back really heavy, so it kind of just adds atmosphere. The violin, find it. This is more organized than most of my project files, but the violin also gets a bunch of bullshit added on. So it sounds a lot more synthy and like guitar-like, because the new distort is adding a bunch of like a lot of insane stuff, and the lossy is just taming it a little bit because it was a little bit too much. Yeah, like that's a bit too much. Then there's all these effect things. Oh, I also forgot the electric guitars and the bass get high passed going into the drop. God, I keep forgetting how much this fucks up my DAW. But it gets high passed, so it hits harder when it goes back to full range. This is like the slower tag that I have, which ironically, because this was a Brewster song, not an Oak DLL song, but I put the tag in because it leads into the drop nicely. But this is like this ambient thing that I made for a song a while ago, compared to my regular tag, which is just DLL. So this is like, if I remember correctly, I put it through a bunch of different lossies to like fuck up the sound, and I ran it through Edison where I scrubbed through like this, like that sort of thing, to make it sound really slow and grainy. I have this sound, honestly, I don't even remember where I got the sound from, but it's this like nice glitchy thing. So that's for the drop. I have this glitch. Don't even remember where this comes from really. Oh, I think I like added something to the master on here. I think it was like a portal that I added to the master, and I recorded it in Edison and like slowed it down a bunch. There's a disperser to make it sound more gloopy. OTT to just bring everything out more. Decapitator to fuck it up. And an EQ just getting rid of all the muddy stuff and all the high end, so it just sits more in the background. Echo TK Scream. Just sampled it from an Echo TK song. I don't even really remember which one. The Laura Palmer Scream from Twin Peaks. that has this same like scream preset that I use for almost everything, which is on the Neve style in Decapitator, drive at max, punish on everything, and then same Echo Boy that I love to do, except on 16th notes this time, and obviously removing some of the lower frequencies. It just makes it sound so intense. It intensifies every scream. The underscores hex scream that already had a bunch of those effects that I would normally put on, and then my scream here, which if I get it on its own, it's like, hold on. Sorry, my mom wanted to ask something. But so this is the original scream from a stream I did with Nora underscore that one would be underscore Bumblebee. That was voicing Manfred von Karma's breakdown from Ace Attorney 1. I wanted to like extend this out for the entire drop, so I kind of had to do a bunch of like fucked up reverse stuff until I got something that sounded like it was extended. It's hidden a lot by the effects, but same sort of stuff. EQ, really heavy decapitator, Echo Boy on 16ths, then the Valhalla room thing that I like, and removing some of the mud that was added from the distortion. So that continues, and it's basically all sort of the same stuff continuing for the rest of the song. I mean, like the harp comes back in, the Glock comes in and out, but it's like basically all the same stuff until it like it sort of fades out naturally because the scream I put a high shelf going down and stuff, so it's like this. So it like slowly goes away. And then God, my this project file takes so much. But and then everything just plays one final note here. And everything sort of fades out. Volume fades out, everything. So that's Willow. That took a lot longer than I was expecting for one song. But yeah, so I'm closing this really quick so I can open up Exhaust. We're gonna do Exhaust and then Nimbus for the breakdown. But that was how Willow was made. I hope that was helpful. I might honestly release the stems for all of these at some point if anyone wants them for anything. But I organized that project file ahead of time, and I'm very happy with how the song came out. I hope everyone else also enjoyed and is enjoying Willow. But that's the first song released under as Brewster. There will hopefully be more eventually, but it's gonna take a while. And I'm hoping, no promises, that The Last Sleep, the album, will come out by the end of the year. No promises. It might not, but that's what I'm aiming for. I have quite a few songs done. So while this is opening, I will get you all excited for that, I guess. But sorry about I'm still sorry about this stream being so like glitchy at first, but okay, so this is exhaust. So this file is not nearly as organized as the first one because I didn't organize it ahead of time. But so I have the main thing at first is this profit. Profit. Oh, is it a serum patch? I guess it is. Huh. Or is it? Huh? Okay, well, this is confusing me. Wait. Oh, okay. So this is because this was made in 2023, so Serum 2 didn't come out yet. So Serum 1, it's just a simple base, like sub. Let's see. Why does this not play? Is it? That's weird. Oh, okay. So this is the sub. I guess it's low-key. I have no idea what's going on with this. But yeah, it's like this pulsating sub. This is an old project file. So forgive me if I'm just as confused as you are, but I have this Prophet v3 patch. I think it's like a Hammond thing. It's actually a really nice patch, but I had to re-download Prophet v3 for this. And it's a nice patch. It's running through an RC20 with some wobble on it, some tube distortion, and quite a bit of digital like bit crushing stuff. And then the magnetic or whatever, but that's generally very subtle. Tremolator on quarter note, doing like a little pulsating. ProQ3. I'm not used to seeing ProQ3 anymore, but removing some resonances down here, and this is doing like nothing. I don't know why it's really there, but sure. And then a balance just for controlling volume. It's spread out quite far. And then this Prophet, which it's the same thing, but more distortion sort of stuff, it seems like. Yeah. Playing higher notes, playing the main melody of the song, fading in. Yeah. So that's the opening thing. I have like a pro. That can't be right. Do I really? Damn. Okay, I guess I have this on the master. This, again, it might not be the exact project file that was released, because it's an old project file, so it's kind of fucked up. But and I think I even did some mastering in preparation for the stream. But so I guess it starts off with like a really heavy low pass. Yeah, and like velocity that goes up. There's this stream sound that plays through the whole thing, but I think I recorded it myself. But it has Damn, did I really put RC20 on a Foley? Okay. I get the compressor to even it out more and like the limiter to like really even it out. But damn, okay. And also the tempo is going up slowly. It starts off at 93, goes up over the course of the song up to 96. Oh, like okay, 97, I guess, at the max. So it's like just really slow increasing in volume. And then here, this patch that I really like, that I did in Serum. It's the basis of the whole song. It has the whole tremolated thing, but it's 2 sine waves. One of them is 2 octaves up. So the bass one's just this, but 2 octaves up. Each have their own like panning thing going on, and their own slight like fine pitch detunes. Then the S sound noise from Serum, and both of them are being FM'd to the noise. Then just a little filter on the first one, it's really high in pitch, subtle tube distortion, some chorus, and a delay, I guess, doing really like subtle, whatever. And then it has an RC20 on it, quite a bit of wobble, some distortion, loud bit crushing. I really like this sound and this melody. It's just so simple, but I really like how like hypnotic it is. Very proud of it. An E piano here, sound font E piano. Reducing some of the high stuff because I wanted to just be like more low end. The Halid delayed, I guess, just doing a little ping pong thing for some width. Phase Mistress, which without sounds really boring without it. It sounds really subterranean and like phasey with it. Here, I guess like a higher pitch bass thing. I don't even really know. It's this file is confusing to make this project file, but is there any automation on this, or am I just this is just weird? What the fuck is up with my basses? What did I do in this project file? Where's this? This is routed to channel 4, playing really quiet with an OTT. Fucking crazy filter going on here. Being routed into here, which is then being routed into here, but also being sidechained to whatever this is. What is this? It's being sidechained to the fucking ambience? Okay. I have no idea what I did for this. Please do not follow my instructions on this, but this texture, it's a guitar harmonic, also sound font. It has a pitch shifter, I guess just making it slightly detuned. Everything in this is just a little bit detuned. Oh, and the master pitch is up 50 cents. I didn't even know about that. OTT on it. Crazy EQ. Shaper box. I guess like doing sort of makeshift transient shaping. And then a delay. This was before I discovered the magic of the memory man in Echo Boy. But yeah. This, which I think I got from like recording the song as a whole through Edison and adding some effects on it. I truly don't understand what this stuff is doing and why it's here, but I this is the source. So it's a shimmer. So without it, it's I think I probably recorded the main like lead into to Edison and used the blur tool. Then added a shimmer, added some just like moving that. More bullshit with the routing here. Truly no idea what that means. I'll get to these glitches in a bit. What is this shit? What? Oh. Um, okay, so this pad here, synth lead from Black and White 2 sound font. Insane, stupid, but I guess that's what I did. This is the original, so it's without all of it. It's just a boring sort of like thing. Then I put a halftime. RC20. HT. Delay. I think this is just for like width. A shimmer. I was big into shimmers at the time of this, and an EQ to sort of push it all to the back. Insane. Don't do any of what I'm doing here. It doesn't seem like I have the little bell thing in this version of the project file, which again I apologize for. I have a synth and syrup here. It's actually a pretty nice synth. Moving some of this, adding some standard RC20 stuff. Pretty basic patch in here, but nice patch. In the release version, there's a bell that I don't think is in this version of the project file. Again, I'm really sorry at how messy this whole thing is, but this is all I really have. And then I have this humming, which is very embarrassing. Let's just be singing the melody, saying do 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 in the background. I guess some pitch changing stuff. I'm not going to play that in isolation because it sounds weird. And then again, really sorry about not having that like little bell thing. I'm pretty sure there's more to this song. But what I do have is these glitches. This I believe came from me putting Portal and like a ton of granular effects on the master and then recording it all through Edison, seeing if I can get some stuff that sounds good. The song was originally called Circadian Oscillator, by the way, which is why you'll see all the project files named that. But like you can hear a bunch of different like Portal presets that I was just swapping between on the master. Bunch of different stuff, I think, for kind of everything. But so I just sort of chopped them together and I put panning on them to make it sound like Here there's these. Nice. And then here there's all of this glitching out at the end. You'll notice at the end it doesn't sound quite the same because I have a bunch of lossy stuff on the master changing. There's like loss speed stuff, two separate lossies doing different stuff. One of them is doing packet repeat, one of them is doing the regular lossy stuff. That's all I have really. I mean, you can see on the master I have some other, like, this is to remove some of the harshness because very harsh presets. An alpha compressor doing this stuff I believe I added when I was trying to make sure all my project files were correct because there was like no mastering on this. So this isn't in the final released version. But that's exhaust. I'm sorry it's so janky. The project file is so janky. I know there was a bell in the original song that isn't in that isn't in this for whatever reason. I don't know what happened to my project files, but again, it's 3 years old and technically from a different computer that I just have transferred. So it's I don't know. But I'm loading up Nimbus right now. Nimbus is surprisingly like low, like not demanding project file. But we'll see. As it loads. Bow, 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 bow. Opening fruity wrapper. Bow, 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 bow. But I made Nimbus many years ago. Nimbus is actually, it's the reason it's a bonus track is because it's not designed for the last sleep. That's not what it's supposed to be on. I made it for a different album that I'm still working on. And you'll see some remnants of that in this project file. But I initially made it for a different album. And I put it on the last sleep as a bonus track because it's going to be a really long time until that album comes out. And also because all of my friends kept begging me to release it. And it also fits the like vibe of the last sleep. It's a very sleepy song. But it's not designed to be on the last sleep. There's a whole like dialogue section of it that is in the full album version that isn't in the last sleep version. And you'll see some of that, and there's some other stuff finally loaded. But yeah, this also has tempo changing throughout the project. It goes from 60 to 99, which is quite severe. But has this rain ambience through the whole thing. Does it? Hello, rain ambience. You're not gonna get muted on me, are you? Why can't I hear? Oh, that's why I can't hear you. Okay. Yeah, this rain ambience, it's all stretched out, so it sounds really grainy and weird. But yeah, there's this cassette click. And then here we have the main thing, which is combination, I guess, of what? Oh, I forgot. Yeah, that's what this is for. It's a serum patch that I really like. It's again basically just two sine waves of the chorus. One of them has some FM from B, and then in harmonics for thingy and a chorus. As a Pro Q3, getting rid of DC offset, then changing some of the upper frequency stuff. It has an RC20, adding a lot of, like, it sounds kind of boring without it, but adding the bit degradation, and a magic. Has it been on? Oh, okay, yeah. So just a magic switch, and some like panning stuff. The piano V3, I believe, is I'm trying to add just the like palette and like mallet noises or whatever, the pedals. I can still barely hear it. Yeah, I guess. So it just turns out like this. I believe I used piano V2 for the original, and I had to replace it with V3. So if it sounds a little wrong, that's why. But that's the thing, and then this whole sub bass preset that we have for everything. Then this E piano, stage 73, it'll open. Oh, I just realized you guys can't see my here. Sorry. This was all the presets or whatever that, yeah. But Queen Mark V, love this preset. It has a pitch shifter, I guess. So it's also just adding a bit of detune stuff. I should honestly do that a little more. It's always fun. Very heavy RC20. And then very heavy EQ, because this just didn't quite boost, like too much high end. But these are both interacting throughout like the whole. And the piano, or like the tempo always like goes up slightly for quite a while. Yeah, that's what you can. That's what the piano sound is for. I wanted the release sounds of it. These, what are these? Oh, I think these are guitar harmonics. Yeah. But I'm bad at guitar stuff, so added a ton of resonance, added very heavy compression, added auto tune, I guess, to that isn't loading, but I guess to make it slightly more on pitch, and then guitar rig with choral and roam, so just a chorus and a reverb. But yeah, and then just for you guys, I'll play the version with the little audio clip stuff. This is Al Gore reading the book Brave Irene.
Soon night took over. She knew in the dark that the muffled snow was still falling. She could feel it. She was cold and alone in the middle of nowhere. Irene was lost. She had to keep moving. She was hoping she'd come to a house, any house at all, and be taken in. She badly needed to be in someone's arms. The snow was above her knees now. Even if she could call for help, no one would hear her. Her body shook, her teeth shattered. Why not freeze to death, she thought, and let all these troubles end? Why not? She was already very, very.
Yeah, so that's Al Gore reading Brave Irene. It's really hard to get audio clips to behave when you're upping the tempo when you don't have stretch mode turned on, because I don't want them to sound stretched. I want it to sound like natural.
And alone.
So like putting this together in a way where everything would hit at the right moment while the tempo was going up so drastically was very difficult to do. But yeah, so get back out of here, Al Gore. Then the pattern changes a little bit. I don't know how it changes, but apparently it's different now. Maybe it's okay. Yeah, the sub is different, I guess. This is the bass. It's actually, I think it's just an acoustic guitar, or like it's like a guitar but pitched down an octave, and it sounds really bad. But I have it in Guitar Rig running through some bass preset. I have Radiator because I love Radiator, and this taming it a little bit and adding some more sub information. So that's the bass throughout the whole song. It's I don't even think that's in tune. I'm pretty sure in the original I might have had an auto tune on this, but it got removed. So if it sounds out of tune, I'm sorry. That's why it. Again, this is a very old project file, so not all of it was recovered, but this was some guitar that I recorded. Don't normally record guitar. You can hear it kind of sounds a little chorused, with no effects, because on the hits like these, I'm actually plucking two strings playing the exact same note at once, and so the only differences between them are like the slight like pitch differences from not being tuned completely perfect. But yeah, I kind of hate recording guitar, but it's kind of cool. In this, I just have choral and Rome. Adding more chorus, reverb, and a little tremolo. A crazy EQ preset, I guess. Just removing some of the high end stuff, and then a compressor. Trying to remove some of that snap because it's a calming song and don't want it to sound too jarring. So it stays pretty stagnant for a bit. Let's insert 9. Oh. So I guess the volume of it goes down. And then this is a swell. I think it's kind of the same swelling ideas I had in Willow. Then this pad was added. It's a serum thing, very basic saw pad. Uh, exactly what you'd expect, kind of. EQ removing some of the high end, and a lossy, uh, just making it sound glitchy. Um, then this is some truly garbage guitar playing that I just chopped together into some bullshit. I'm pretty sure I had to pitch a bunch of these around for it to not sound like ass. And everything is pitched up an octave. But then with this guitar rig preset, it makes it sound all better. It's a tube screamer with some choral, some more tremolo, a delay thingy, and then a shimmer, because that's like the whole thing. And then this is broken, it looks like. But some EQ. I really went crazy with the EQs back in 2023. Damn. So yeah, that's kind of it for a while. I don't know why did this cut out. Totally got his attention. But then there's this, which is very nice. Really like this part. This is doing like nothing. It's a like pluck thing that I made a while ago. It's like just distortion after reverb, like a little blade white armor kind of thing. Some lossy, I guess. Um, this is basically just a sine wave, and then it gets panned back and forth. And then this gorgeous "Love You Glockenspiel," moving some of the low end sound font from SGM, and then more sound toys. The idea with this whole melody is it loops every 5 notes, and the song is in 4/4. So the rhythm of it changes just a little bit every time it loops. But the guitar playing on this whole thing is terrible. It sounds really messy. Again, I'm pretty sure some of this is because it's an old project file and I couldn't recover everything, but it kind of just does all the same stuff until it ends, which it ends with me playing a mistake. That was just me messing up my guitar take, and then it finally concludes. And then it does the same thing that it ended with, or that it began with like a little projector release sort of sound. Some peepers come in, and the version that, again, this is another thing that isn't on the Spotify version, that's in the album version, is it has Report of the Week in it.
Always fun to watch lightning. These great big bursts of electricity lights up the whole sky brighter than daylight.
I don't think it's supposed to play that late, but yeah. So that's kind of it, honestly. In the original, there was this compressor going over everything that was really pumping, and it was crazy high ratio, crazy, like insane settings to put on the master. And at the time, I thought it was like it sounded really cool and nice or whatever. And in hindsight, it just sounds bad. It just doesn't sound very good. So I turned it off for this like stream or whatever, but that's Nimbus. I honestly, I mean, there's like another hour that I'm supposed to be streaming here. So I guess we could do like getting over it or something, or like play some game. Could start a Steel Soul run in Silk Song. And see how that works. But okay, everyone can still hear me, I think. And not Celeste. I want Hollow Knight Silk Song. Okay. Can you hear this? I think you can. It's just really quiet. Okay. All right. So I guess we're just gonna do some Silk Song until 9:40. I have two runs, but I'm gonna start Steel Soul right here, and I can just hope and pray because I haven't had any practice with Steel Soul before. Is this the same as in the original? Or is this like Steel Soul exclusive stuff? It's nature to bear to all. Farlam's folly. Oh. Interesting. I'm gonna have to turn down game probably a little. But this doesn't look like the same cutscene. Oh no. Okay. All right. I should change the stream category. My little butterfly. Like my silk moth, or I don't know what they're called. I'm a LARPer. I'm a fake fan. Okay. Act 1. All right. Farloom. Okay, so I'm not gonna go for 100% yet. So I'm not gonna like try and kill that thing to the right. But I'll check it out briefly. Man, Silksong is so beautiful. Let me bind, let me bind. Okay. I still think the game is probably a little too loud compared to my voice, so I'm turning it down a bit. But yeah, so we'll get the free shards of this, and I'm gonna ignore you for now. I'm not used to not having dash. But we'll see. Mas Grotto. I have to be cautious in this world. I need to not forget that I'm playing Steel Soul. And I'm definitely not going to do this first try, but especially because I'm much less experienced. with Silk Song than I am Hollow Knight. Hey, little guy. Take all this. I, how did I forget what they're called? All the shards that I can get. Okay, this is not a good start. Okay. What's up? I'm not like asking what's up. I'm literally asking like what is upwards. I'm going to turn up my microphone volume a little bit. No matter how many times I play this game, I will always forget how anything works. Okay. Got the first mossberry. Forgot about this. Ouchie. Sorry, Hornet. No, we're good. We're good, Hornet. Don't worry. All good. Nothing wrong ever. Rosaries. That's back to the start. Ooh, baby. Okay. I'm not gonna try getting those extra shards with the whole pogo skip thing. It's not worth it. This, however, is easy enough that I think it will be worth it. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Okay. There's Weave Nest Atla. Anything through here yet? Is this like... It's always hard for me to remember where we are and aren't supposed to be. Because I always want to go where you aren't supposed to go first. Okay, I think this leads to all the same stuff anyway. I'm not going down there. Okay, this is the Moss Mother room, I believe. Oh, no, we're just getting close. Not quite there. All right. Hi, Bench. You're chilling, Hornet. Don't worry. You'll be fine. You just need to let me bench, and you'll be all good. This is the Moss Mother room, right? Yep. Okay, so just lock in. That's bad way of getting locked in. Really bad way of getting locked in, actually. Yep. I do want to bind right now. Missed my dash. Oh. How is Moss Mother even easier than I remembered? Can I go yet? Okay. Oh yeah, it's the shaman area. I think I have to go forward. Garama? Okie dokie. Artichoke. Hey, hey, call, get up, Abaka. Up with you, up. I won't have you dying on my floor. Ah, awake at last. You should mind your strength, traveler. There's no use wasting energy on an old nobody like me. I see that now, madam. My welcome to your land has not been kind. I had reason to be wary. So you're just another pilgrim, then? Scuttled out of the darkness to climb the great path and bow at its gilded peak. This is a bullshit voice. I am no pilgrim. I am Hornet, and I arrive in your land by no choice of my own. I was brought to your kingdom by force, captured by strange bugs clad in veils. Oh ho, how curious! The bugs of the citadel, at the summit of our land! They veil themselves in service to their faith, or perhaps as slaves to something greater. Then I shall seek their citadel. If the veiled bugs would go to such lengths to bring me here, I intend to find out why. Oh, ferocious, intimidating! Yours is no pilgrim's spirit, you've the bearing of a hunter. Welcome, then, fierce traveler, to Farloom, our holy and haunted land. Before you depart, permit an old bug a brief warning. Best keep that weapon drawn. Our kingdom is gripped by a curse. Its paths grow wild and dangerous, and those fuck. Okay, whatever. I missed. I actually clicked the head. Yeah, Great Citadel. Go to the top. Okay. Can I do anything over here yet? I don't remember. I don't think I can. You bear your blade well, hunter, and you've skill, no doubt. So I don't mean any unkindness when I say you still seem a little frail. I was a long time spent captive, bound by seals strange to me. My strength is diminished, but recoverable. By the time I reach that citadel, I'll be ready to face what waits. Okay. Ah, long line. Not going back down yet. Bench. Bone bottom. Yo, what's up, Pilby? A fellow pilgrim, are you? About to start your great journey to the holy citadel up top? I have no idea what voice this is. I am no pilgrim, sir, though it seems we will be traveling a similar path. Not a pilgrim? Well, it makes no difference, I suppose. We all must walk the roads up and up, though most of us will fall long before we see the grand gates. If you're wise, you'll stop here and rest a while before heading out into that dangerous world. Rest here with me as long as you like. I'm not ready to leave yet, and a little company is always nice. Yeah. Love you, Pilby. Sorry I made you a British orphan. I'm not going to go down there yet. Yeah. Okay, I have wares, but yeah. What's up? What's this you're building, sir? A sign of some kind? Aye, you're a sharp bug, a wishwall. It's past time this old camp had one. As the resident fixer, I've taken it upon myself to sort it out. They're a popular thing about Farloom. Wishwalls. Useful, too. So many prayers left unanswered. Gives them a place to go. Once this wish wall is up, bugs will be able to seek out from any able shell around. You could even try granting a couple of wishes yourself, Missy. Yeah. Chakra would be up here, but is not yet. The marrow. I could do some other stuff. I love you. I love you, Sherman. Oh, hear me pray, please hear me sing. My path's sad, but here's the thing. I can't squeeze past a gate of bone, so please wake up and oh? Why do you sing, little one? This bony gate seems like a poor audience.
Oh, but of course I sing. I am Sharma, a pilgrim just like you. I hear the call of the great citadel just like every other devout soul. But look here! As soon as our sacred journey begins, we are tested. This huge gate stands between us and the way forward. Only holy prayer and song will open the way. In this kingdom, even mighty bone is moved by music. Join your voice with mine, Red Maiden. You, me, and my lucky chime will sing together until the great gate opens.
I love you, Sherma.
Sturdy gate, I don't ask you break or bend. Just open a little for me and my tall maiden friend.
I love Sherma. I'll open the gate for you. I could probably go up here, but I'm gonna do. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna open it for Sherma first. Oh. Uh. Whoops. Wrong hole. I love Sherma. Yeah, I could go for some shell shards. That's what they're called. I just remembered. I don't want to forget that I'm in Steel Soul right now. Fuck. I don't know. Did I get here before freeing? Am I supposed to be here before freeing Sherma? Kind of forgot. At least this gauntlet's not nearly as hard. It's just stressful because I'm so early game and so weak, and I have, like, I'm in Steel Soul mode, so everything is scary. Okay. All right, we're good. No, that's before the gate. Don't want to go there yet. Yep. Okay. I love you, Sharma. You're so cute.
Oi, did you see it, Red Maiden? The great gate heard my song, and in its infinite and ancient kindness has opened the way forward for us. Gate, 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 nicest gate I've met. Gate, 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 greatest miracle yet. Ha ha ha!
You're so cute. Okay. Oh, bench. I could go for a bench. I could also use these rosaries. I might as well free up my rosary beads because I have no. I'm in Steel Soul mode. If I die, I'm kind of fucked. Speaking of rosaries, insert rosaries. Pay per bench. Evil Team Cherry. I don't think I can do much up here. Okay. So we saved in bench. Here. Pilgrim, you are blessed to walk the foundations of Farloom. Humble yourself before the shells of those who gave their lives to hold our kingdom's weight. Okay. Is this deep talks yet? Oh no, it's okay. I was getting way ahead of myself. I don't think I want to go there yet. I wanna make sure I get my um of flea areas over here. I want to get my bench up here, and I want to try and focus on getting to chakra as soon as possible. Aha! Aha! Fuck. Native. Okay, whatever. Well met, sir. Though I am not like you. Though like you, I am not of these lands. I am merely journeying through. Oh ho! A kindred spirit. It's good luck for wanderers to meet on an unfamiliar path. And now that we have met, know that I am Fleamasker Mushka, leader of this caravan. Our own journey has barely begun, but you are most welcome to tarry here for a while, stranger. Our ways are dark and winding. Good bugs must stay close together. Okay. Stranger, will you hear my worry? The time has come for us fleas to find each other and travel together, as has happened through generations before. The many fleas of this kingdom should be flocking to our caravan. But times have become dangerous. You feel it too, yes? Our poor cousins out there in hiding. Could you help us find these poor lost fleas? We daren't continue our journey until some of the poor dears have found their way here to us. Yeah, I'll find them. Don't worry. You can relax. Ah, do I understand you rightly, stranger? You will help gather the lonely fleas to our caravan? Truly? I am traveling these lands for my own reasons, Flea Master. However, if I happen upon any fleas on my travel, I will aid them as best as I can. Oh, I could ask for nothing more. They must all be hiding or stuck in dangerous places, but if you ask them, they are sure to find their way here to us. May the kingdom bless your travels and keep you safe, stranger. You are welcome to rest here with us whenever the roads bring you back. Okay.
Todesna! I am saying welcome to our caravan, stranger. You are a very funny, very strange flea, isn't it? No fur at all, and your wings fall off. It's just jest, of course. Us fleas famous for giving jokes. My fellows give much worry for the other fleas, but I'm not give at all. They will find our way to us, or their way to us, and if not, who keep count of them anyway?
What's up? Dodesna, stranger. You are looking a little tired. Is it unhealthy? You can rest with us here if wish. It is nice and dark, and warmth from below brings us good health. Still, you should make care not to stay much long. You are not flea after all. The beasts here are much frightful, scary, but if give them space, they leave alone. You respect beasts, beasts respect you. Yeah. Okay. On my way. Not here yet. On my breakable wall. Kind of getting sidetracked from finding chakra, but oh, bunch of rosaries. I mean, yeah, I'll take a bunch of rosaries. On this economy? Fuck you, Team Cherry. I forgot about boulders. Ow. Okay. Uh Not quite ready for this area yet. I just want to find chakra. Okay. Chakra. Ay.
Poshanka, Edge is sharp and sense is keen.
I could probably do a better voice.
In my land, that is the way warriors greet each other. For though you are a child barely hatched, you are also a warrior. Your stance, your weapon, your movements all proclaim it so. You have a keen sight for my skill, Bug, but my childhood is long since past. What has happened here? I see signs of battle all around. These strange shuffling pilgrims. In the camp below, they were docile enough, but here they seem to have lost their senses. They cry out to the darkness and attack their fellow travelers. Yakanesh! Keep your weapon drawn and your bearings true. The way ahead is winding, and to lose one's way invites only death. I am a navigator amongst my tribe and have been making maps of these lands. I can trade them with you, and supplies if you wish.
Yes, please. 6-7. Yeah, Marrow map. And I need to get a compass and a quill and the Mawson's map soon. So I'm gonna just farm.
In these lands, names are given freely, are they not? I am Chakra, wielding rings. If our hunts intertwine again, I will have new maps to trade. Until then, farewell, child wearing needle.
Wielding needle? Whatever. I have no idea what to do with the voice for this, but Shade. I love Chakra's song. Okay. Rosary time. Sorry. Man, the death noises in this game kind of make me feel bad. They're like groaning in pain. I usually play with the sound effects pretty quiet, so I never really noticed that before. There's a bench like right here, so I'm good. I don't need to heal. How many? Oh, I have enough for. I need a quill first. I'm sorry, I cannot. I have no time to read. Quill. And then I'll go for Mosslands and Compass. Love you, Chakra. Oh, Nora, hi. TTS, yeah. Hi, Nora. I finished the breakdowns for everything, and so until Logan goes live, I'm just doing Silk Song. You're like the only person who's been to stream all day, but I did the breakdown for Willow and Exhaust and Nimbus. And low-key, they were kind of fucked up because the project files are like 3 years old, and yeah. But I'm doing Steel Soul on this, so if I die once, then I die forever. I'm not allowed to have my phone in my room anymore at my dad's, and also not allowed any of my devices at all except for my phone, but whatever, so I'm just chilling. Damn. Well, it's like 35 minutes until Logan goes live, so I'm starting the Steel Soul run, and yeah. But I guess also Logan's doing Deltarune tonight, so you can't be there. You're not allowed. I've just been reading manga and playing games on my PlayStation since just in the living room. You have a PlayStation? Which PlayStation? Like what? I'm just grinding for money right now. We have 2 PS4s we don't use and 2 PS5s that we do use. Damn! Give one to me? I actually have like no use for them, but Shadow. Okay, compass, and then I'm gonna get the Mosslands map. I know how tools work. Have you heard of the game Titanfall? Yeah. Pashanka. I've been playing story mode on that. It's such a peak game. I've been playing it for years. Damn. Specifically Titanfall 2. Yeah, TF2, Titanfall 2. Yeah. That's what the only thing that TF2 could possibly stand for. There's no other game that goes by the name of TF2. Yep. You got it. How many rosaries do I have? Okay, 33. That's, yeah. Yeah, Johnny. I just need a little bit more. Do I get like a frayed? Oh, okay, no. Twin, can we work on the song again tomorrow? Yeah. I have the project file like saved, so. Hey, Chakra. Okay, Mosslands. And I'll get the benchmarker later. I don't want to have to farm for that, so. Inca. Oh, there's the Bell Beast over there, so I go to Moss Home first. I haven't been able to play Tomodai in 2 days since I can't have my Switch. Damn. That's like that's really sad. We need to make a petition. Um Ah! Stop. Okay. Stop, drop, and roll. Right here. Give me money. Okay, I'm gonna heal. I'm actually getting quite close to being able to afford stuff, but and I can't really shit. I can't really do much drawing because I've been trying to work on anatomy stuff, and if I can't have my phone in my room, I can't look up any anatomy stuff. And usually, when I draw something, I have a reference of some sort, which I can't do with my phone. I why does why aren't you allowed to have your phone in your room like that? That seems like a strange rule. I'm basically just gonna start like speed running at this point because uh, there's not much like I'm bad at doing voices and there's not that much time in the stream. Oh fuck! Please don't kill me. If I lose the steel cell mode to a regular ass enemy in Moss Home, my life will be over. It's a long story, so I'm gonna send in individual messages so I don't go over the limit in case I do. Okay. So basically, my mom doesn't have a car, right? Yeah. Bind. Take. There. Frayed rosary string. And so last week I texted the group chat with my dad and his girlfriend, and I said, "Hey, dad's girlfriend, can you drive me to my mom's on your way to work tomorrow?" And she was like, "Okay." And my dad didn't read the GC. Uh, okay. I'll give you some osberries. Hold on. That's down here, I think. Yeah. And he asked me, what time are you waking up tomorrow? Because he wants me out of bed by 8. I said 5:45, and he was like, "What?" And I said, "Because she's driving me to my mom's." And he was like, "What?" And I texted my mom I could get a ride instead of her having to Uber here. Um, this is a weird story. I'm confused. I'm trusting the process. I give you mouse berries. And apparently that was my mom pressuring me into doing things I don't want to do, according to my dad. I offered it to my mom because I don't want to take an Uber. Oh. So he took away your phone because he doesn't want your mom to pressure you? Sorry. Didn't mean to do that. And apparently I'm not allowed to plan anything regarding going between houses. That is weird. Makes sense, but I don't get taking my devices and my mom pressuring me. My mom hasn't pressured me to do anything. Yeah, that's weird. That's like a weird. I don't know. Bench pins. Thank you, Chakra. Okay. Okay, we can do the Bell Beast fight. If I am about to die, I will probably just quit out of the game. Amen. I can't read your message yet because this is a very tense boss fight. For Steel Soul, at least, it's tense. Any other mode, it wouldn't be as tense, but I'll read it in a moment. I'm done with the boss. Seems like I might do it hitless. Maybe, if I'm careful enough. Damn it. I just see that you said cooked, bruh. I can't read anything else right now. Oh, God, okay. So he took my speaker, which he gave back, my headphones, which I'm only allowed to use downstairs, my phone, which I'm only allowed to use downstairs, my Switch, and my TV. He took your Switch because your mom, he doesn't want your mom to pressure you? Does he not know what switches do? Guess I can get my switch back tomorrow instead of going to my mom's. Lock in? Yeah, this is a literally I don't know why. Have you not like told him? Should you tell him like read my message before that? Cooked, bruh? What about it? Resay? The message before, so he took my speaker. Oh, he even took my headphones, which don't work unless I have a cord plugged into a device, so I don't know what that's about. What am I gonna do with them if I can't even have a device to plug them into? Like, that's just so. That's some bullshit. Okay, well we did the Belby's fight. My good friend Belbeast. We also did a hit list, I think, which is cool. Yeah, I'll travel with you to Bone Bottom. It gives me an excuse to read Yuri in my room all day /HJ. Were you not going to do that anyway? Beast, horrible beast. You suck. Fearful pilgrim. It's not that bad. My baby. I finished 2.5 mangas. God damn. Do I have enough for this? Yeah, okay. Bone Bottom repairs. There you go. Wish granted. And Carpet the Pilgrims, yeah. Gachiakata V2, Omori, and half of Nana V2. Damn. Hi, Pilby. Sorry, I'm not reading any of the dialogue anymore because I've played this game plenty. I just need to get to stuff. How many rosaries do I have? 34. That's not a whole lot. I have actually 64 with the rosary string, but Ada. Okay. My manga list I have during my time with Innovases in my room are Komi Can't Communicate, Censor, and Tokyo Ghoul. Those are the ones I haven't finished yet. I don't think I've seen any of those anime, and I definitely haven't read any of the manga, but I think I watched like an episode or two of Tokyo Ghoul when I was like 12. But Bell. Damn. Damn. Okay. This is nice. Censor is peak because the main character is named Kyoko Byakuya, which is something. Yeah. Yeah, that sure is something. Okay, what's this? Ooh. Shard pendant. Oh. It's a Junji Ito book? Oh. Oh yeah. I've heard of that. I low-key forgot that it was Junji Ito, but did you hear the Look Back live action is coming out on September 11th? That's like the second worst thing to have happened on that day. I'm joking. It's probably not going to be that bad. Probably. Okay. Okay. Next here. Someone said a second pickaxe has hit the artist. Damn. Ha, ha, ha. Ah, ha. Oh, there's a bench right here. Maybe I'll reread Look Back today. Look Back's so good. Okay, what's up here again? Is this lore? In the air, in the water. Okay, yeah. Thank you for forcing me to watch it, bro. It's so peak. When will you finally realize that everything I force you to watch is actually peak and finally watch JJK? Like actually watch JJK. Give it a chance instead of There is a lot of enemies in this area. I am very nervous. What the fuck is this platform for? You suck. I'm talking to you and also the monsters around here, enemies. Oh, flee! I got you, buddy. Ow! Okay. I'll give JJK another chance if you finish Madoka Magica. Okay. Oh, fuck. Oh! I'm killing myself. Are you fucking kidding me? I died to that? Really? I was healing! I was mid-heal! I thought it wasn't supposed to kill you mid-heal! I thought I just got rid of all your silk. Rip my Steel Soul run. How much longer do I have to be? God damn it. Fuck. Okay, well. All right, while we're here, I guess, because this is faster, so I guess I'll do like, I guess I'll do getting over it. God damn it. Come on. You guys see this? Okay. I'm trying to convince my friend to watch Madoka Magica, except she doesn't know anything about it. Well, that's probably the easiest way to convince people. I think if they do know something about it, they're unlikely to watch it. Just say it's like, it's a classic anime with a really cool art style or something. And it's only 12 episodes. Because then if they don't expect it, I should change the category. Okay. She knows about magical girls and that it's 12 episodes, but that's it. Just say it has a really cool art style and that it's a classic, and no one will know. She's lucky never watched an anime. This is not a good first anime to watch. Of course it is. A good first anime is like Mob Psycho or like You Felt, yeah. And then I restarted. A good starter anime is like Mob Psycho or Psyche K or like Hunter x Hunter, Death Note or something. Probably Death Note is probably the best starter just because it's It's a classic, and it's so instantly accessible. Sorry if you guys can hear the thunder outside. Yeah, Death Note's probably like the best starter. One Piece is probably too long right now for a starter, although it is amazing. I think it could be a great starter if they do the. I know a really good first anime is Dungeon Meshi, except for like the 2 brief scenes of fan service, but it's not overdone. It's not really overly done, and one of them isn't really fan service, but could be seen as it. Dungeon Meshi was the first anime I finished. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but from what I know about it, it's probably a good first choice. I think Death Note is the most accessible, probably. But I'm trying to think of other stuff. Hunter x Hunter's good, but it seems very standard for like quite a few episodes. It takes a bit for you to realize how truly special it is. One Piece also takes a little bit for you to realize how special it is, and it's also very long, so it's a big commitment if they are saying it's their first. Attack on Titan's probably good, but I haven't finished it. I guess it depends on what they like, but Death Note's definitely a really good starter. Madoka Magica is too much of a twist on the magical girl genre. It's kind of hard. I like it. It's a very strange first anime because it relies very heavily on being a twist on other anime. So if they don't know anything about other magical girl anime, then it won't work quite as well as a twist. I'm sure it's a great. I'm sure it's still like a great show and like an option, even if you don't fully understand the magical girl genre. But I don't think it would hit quite as hard. And I do think Psyche K is a good option, although it might be a little too like well, one, it's really fast paced and like confusing if you're not like paying enough attention, I guess. But it also has a lot of references that are also like uh like it has a lot of very quick, fast-paced references to other like anime and like a lot of Japanese culture stuff that you won't understand if you don't know anything about it. But other than that, I think it's a good first anime. The first anime I watched was Demon Slayer. Holy fuck, that's a crazy amount of thunder. Oh my god. How bad was the storm? First anime I watched was Demon Slayer when I watched like 5 episodes of it and then stopped. And then only started getting into anime with Dungeon Meshi somewhat over a year ago. And then my second anime finish was Kakegurui. Sailor Moon could be a good one, especially as an intro to the magical girls, since it's like the magical girl anime, but it's also pretty long. Yeah. Wow, that was it. It was louder in person, and I'm wearing headphones that are supposed to like block out quite a lot of noise. Like people use this as like drumming headphones. Um but fuck. Ah shit. Um but yeah, that's crazy. Um that was great. I've been continuing Kobayashi. I think I watched part of it when I was younger. I don't know. Okay, Demon Slayer lightning. It's gonna thunder's gonna hit soon. Yeah. Um. Damn. Yeah, you told me that. Demon Slayer is like. It's low key. God damn, there's so much thunder. Uh. It's low key really mid. I feel like. And it kind of pisses me off the way people talk about the Demon Slayer animation, because they act like it's the greatest animation to ever grace the face of God, the face of Earth, or whatever. But when I started to watch Demon Slayer, I was like 9, maybe 10. Damn. Um, you're like a baby. But the animation's good. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the animation's bad, but they're saying like people treat it as like the greatest animation could possibly be, and really it's just the greatest compositing. Like the compositing is what actually looks good. I mean, the animation's also still very good, but it's kind of more on the average side or slightly above average. Um, but it's like the animation's good. It's just that it's the 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 compositing is what makes it actually look good. Like the lighting effects and the way they trick you into making you think that the animation is like super highly produced or something when it's just like a pretty average scene. And then of course it does have standout moments. Some of the animation moments are genuinely really good, but like when you compare it to a lot of other high profile shows like Mob Psycho or JJK or even like current One Piece stuff, um it it doesn't really compare. uh the compositing's great, the compositing's pretty, but yeah. My Japanese teacher wanted me to watch it. I'm like, maybe. Oh, the Kobayashi animation is surprisingly really good, especially in the fight scenes. I'm not remembering Kobayashi well enough if there are fight scenes in it. I thought it was a slice of life like fantasy thing about dragon maids. Um it's a slice of life, and there are low-key like 5 different fight to the death scenes. I don't know what I'm doing in this. Kind of. There we go. Okay. This better get me to the actual edge. I'm sorry about the thunder, everyone. Uh I'm rusty with getting over it. Good. Wunderbar. Okay. Fuck. Jesus Christ, that thunder like exploded my house or whatever. This is the heaviest storm that I've seen in a long time. Like I can feel the thunder like hard. It must be close. I hope my internet doesn't go out. You guys can still know who I am, right? I'm still alive, right? I was not struck by lightning. Really light with this. Okay, okay. Boom! Yay! All right. There we go. 10 minutes. Yeah. All right. I'll do another run and probably just stop it whenever Logan goes live. I think you should watch Nichijou. It's like Yuri with machine guns and comedy. It's kind of peak. Like I feel like if you watch the first episode of Nichijou, you will fall in love on the spot. Because once again, it's